think we're a little early. Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm Robin, and this is Michael. And I think we're maybe like a minute before. Is it okay? Yeah. I I'd like to say hello to everyone. If you're there, please give us a hi. I'd love to know you're all there. A few people are coming on Instagram. We see you. Um, I just wanted to thank you for joining us, and hopefully, more people will join in as we hit the 11 o'clock hour here on the West Coast. I hope your day is going well, and we're very excited to be with you today. We've had kind of an interesting weekend. I don't know how yours has been. Ours has been a little bit crazy. Um, it's just been that kind of time. Please let us know where you're checking in from. We would love to hear. I know that we have people from Europe and Australia, as well as Canada and South America. I guess all over the world, people are tuning in to join us. So today, I just wanted to start with a short intro. Michael and I, well, Michael more than me, Michael has been involved in the Vedic sciences for going on 60 years, maybe?
50 some.
50 plus years. So quite a long time. Um, my background, I think, was probably more in the divine feminine work up until the time I met Michael. Um, and then after that, when we got together, he initiated me into transcendental meditation. Um, and then we focused on Vastu pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And then we became teachers for the Art of Living Foundation, which is the largest non governmental organization in the world, whose focus is service to humanity. And we were the founding teachers in the state of Washington, and Washington State, that is, and trained lots of people, had a big group up there. Probably about 9 years ago, we moved down to Southern California to be near some of our kids who were having kids. And anyway, so here we are in sunny Southern California. We're in North County, San Diego, which is about 40 minutes from San Diego proper. So what I wanted to talk to you about is the reemerging of the divine feminine energy that is really available right now on the planet. That energy is building on the planet, and not only are you feeling an uptick in creativity and more connection, I would say, to wanting to connect again after we've been through this induced isolation for the last, I don't know, over a year now with COVID. But I think that what we are also experiencing is a vulnerability, and I'm hearing this from a lot of people. So also, besides this incredible reemergence of our creativity and our feeling of wanting to be more connected to our larger community and finding more purpose in our life and creating from a place of joy, as opposed to the energy that a lot of us have felt over the years, which is hard on the nervous system, kind of like a lot of struggle and determination and forcing our will to make things happen. That energy is slowly diminishing on the planet, but at the same time, it's almost as if it's like we're birthing. And I don't know how many of you have had children, but you do know, if you have, there is this period called transition, where I remember it as being a time of feeling a little out of control, maybe totally out of control. And it's like the body takes over It has its own innate wisdom, which is totally different than what your mind would like you to be able to do during that time. And I think that's what we're in now. It's like the body of our body, our planet, and the energies on the planet are going through a rebirth. And that is bringing us to a greater cohesiveness eventually. But at the same time, we are retraining our nervous systems to be different and to feel different. And the energy isn't just from our our own personal will and determination. It is a planetary energy that is affecting all of us right now. And so you may feel a little out of control, and at the same time feeling more committed to enlivening your life in a way that has more meaning and purpose. So that is my take on the energy. And then Mike is now going to talk about the weekly astrology and maybe a little bit on the monthly recap. So
yeah, just to come back to what we started with this month is Jupiter moving into Aquarius, which is quite a big thing. Jupiter was debilitated in Capricorn, and now it's in Aquarius. So Jupiter is this hope, optimism, opportunities, and Aquarius is for the larger good, the collective consciousness of the planet. So it's a very inspiring time, and as Robin was saying, while Jupiter was in Capricorn, there was this constriction feeling. Jupiter wants to expand, and so in Capricorn, that's ruled by Saturn, it was kind of feeling constricted. So we were housebound, a lot of us, and so now we're getting out, and hopefully some of us are getting vaccines, and we're just feeling a lot more freedom. And so that's the overall theme of the month, the rebirth. And then, just to look at the planets, right now we have Mercury and Sun are very close to each other. And when they get close to each other, it's called combust. Mercury is combust. And so Mercury is all about communications and everything to do with that. So when Sun is really close to Mercury, it burns Mercury. So you can feel burnt out or overwhelmed. And I think Robin was talking a little bit about how we felt that a little bit this weekend for sure. And it's a good time to back up your computer because, again, communications, there can be some issues with IT. Not a great time to buy new stocks or sign contracts, and a good time to avoid arguments, anything to do with communication. So those are just some of the tips. Now, the other thing that's happening for the next couple of weeks is Saturn itself is being aspected by Rahu. And this can create a little bit of stress for Saturn. And so it's good to be cautious and patient, just like this Sun and Mercury are in Aries, and Aries wants to get things done, jump in without thinking about it, and go for it. And so we're saying be a little bit more cautious, a little bit more careful during this time. And so as we were saying last week, we were just starting to go into the spring Navaratri. There's fall Navaratri, but we're in the spring Navaratri. Navaratri is the 9 goddesses worshiping, or they're these goddesses that are set up for protection and removing the darkness, restoring the divine feminine energy, are very strong on the planet now. So it's a good time to meditate, good time to chant. It's a good time to access that divine feminine energy, the powerful intuition that comes along with that. And so, it's really powerful time. And today is the 7th day of Navaratri, and it's called Kalaratri. Each day has a different aspect of that divine feminine energy. So today is about removing or destroying the darkness and bringing in the light. So I hope you guys all meditate and get a feeling of that moving into the light and removing that darkness and taking a little bit of responsibility for whatever is happening in your life is important during this time, and being aware of the guidance you're getting from all this divine feminine energy to align yourself with your dharma, what you came here to do, your life purpose. Kind of meditate and be inspired by that energy that's present right now. I think that's pretty much what's happening on the planet. Next week we're going to talk about the full moon, which Robin will
This week,
this coming
Friday.
Friday, yeah. But the full moon's not
Not till the following Monday, but
yeah.
We're going to be out of town.
Yes.
For many reasons. So I just want to say, I want to go through the altar, and then we're going to activate the altar. And I would really appreciate it, along with your own needs and desires for this. We just experienced a death in our family yesterday, which was very surprising for all of us. My daughter's husband's mother passed away rather quickly. And so when we do our chanting and igniting our abundance altar today, I would really appreciate it if you would hold her in your heart. Her name is Pat, and just that's all you need to know, and just to bless her on her way, so that she has a peaceful transition onto the other side. We all loved her. She was a very special, kind-hearted woman. So I would appreciate that. And also, if you're just tuning in, please let us know where you're tuning in from. We get a kick out of finding out how people find us. So also, it would be great if I'm not sure if on Instagram you can do more than wave at us, but I'm wondering if you can do maybe in the Mantra Mondays itself. I'm seeing hearts. Hi. You could just let us know where you're tuning in from. We really would appreciate that. So we're going to go through the items on the altar. We're going to do a new ignition process to do today, one that I wrote about in Altars of Power and Grace. And we're going to ignite the altar with Keystone, which is this little piece of high quartz content marble that we get from India.
From Jaipur.
From Jaipur. And then Michael adds this very powerful symbol onto it and does sacred ceremonies to it to infuse it with the energy of that yantra that is on there. And we're going to use that to ignite the altar. But let's go through the elements on the altar. Some of you are new to us and maybe don't have your own abundance altar, so that when we do this process today, we're doing this for all of us, for the community. If you're totally new to us, we have a newsletter that you can sign up for that keeps you posted on when we're doing things and what we're doing. And then that newsletter also clicks you into our blog. And our blog has tons of information, all the mantras and all the energies of the week that we feel that would be really helpful for you and help guide you. So first we start with the air element. Maybe we'll start with space, just because space is where everything begins and ends. So imagine this. I mean, you can see this. It is a layout of the elements, and the elements are actually in the order that is necessary for the energy, the planetary energy, to support what this specific altar is about. And this is the abundance altar. The abundance altar is an altar that stays up all the time. It's against the north wall. I've built this altar so it appears that it is on a north wall, so that you can see where the elements are placed. The first element is the space element. The space is the they say that the sound Om is the sound of the universe. And so the space is vibrating with possibility and creation. And so the space is what holds everything in place. Then we move to the air element. The air element is in the northwest. Vastu is a directional science. Each of the elements are placed in a very specific order. And they're placed in this order because when the altar is ignited, it turns the altar on. And the elements need to be in their directional place so that it works. The air is where the subtle feeling of something begins. You have a desire. It's held in the mind and in the being. It may be coming from your higher self, from your spirit, and then that is something that you begin to conceive, to think about. And then once that thought is there, it moves into the water element. The water element is in the northeast. This is the area of the mind, but it's also the area of no, it's not the area of the mind. This is, the air is the area of the mind. The water element
Emotion.
is the area of emotion. And so this is, you're holding this, it's a gestation time. You're holding this like you would hold a baby. You're just holding this as that energy grows.
The heart.
And then we move into the fire element, which is in the southeast. No, I can do it. The southeast is the area that adds, not yet, or maybe yeah, sorry. It adds the spark that is needed for life to manifest in the physical form. And then we move into the earth element, which is in the southwest. Southwest grounds the energy into physical form. And all these elements need to be in their proper location. And back here is what we call the personal symbol. And this could be anything. Here we have a picture or a statue of the goddess Lakshmi. We also have the picture, this beautiful picture of the goddess Lakshmi, because this is a time of bringing the abundant creativity in all of her incarnations back onto the planet. I also have the goddess Saraswati here, who is the goddess of creativity. She's the goddess of abundance and beauty and prosperity and fertility, new ideas coming into fruition. And Saraswati is the goddess that brings these into the creative arts. So it's a beautiful time to refine those skills, your writing, your dance, your painting, your poetry, whatever it is you do. The time now is very fertile for us to create in the world. So if you can imagine, this is a physical manifestation of the universe in perfect order. It looks like it is three-dimensional, but it's actually creating a energetic yantra. And what I mean is once we ignite it, this energy becomes like a sound transmitter, and it brings the desire into physical form. And what's so interesting about the altars is that you are connecting to your higher self. And what comes from there is going to be different than what you perceive in the mind that you want. It comes from a level of need, the need of your greater good, and what is needed for you to create on the planet. So we love these altars because this abundance altar it can really bring in an abundance of all the good that you need in your life. And it's really worth having something like this going on in your home on a regular basis so that you can manifest the dreams and the desires that you would like in your life. On the altar itself, I have this yantra.
This is Ganesh
Ganesh, removing obstacles.
For your intention.
I also have and these are, that Ganesh yantra is on special today at 20% off. It's actually through the end of the month.
It's called Prosperity and Removal of Obstacles on the website.
It's a good yantra to have. I also have a little Om symbol. I like to have these in my offering tray. I also have it on my front door. It has a little area where you can like put a nail through it, I guess, and you can hang it on your front door. And I have my sandalwood bead necklace. We sell these really inexpensively on our website as well. And I also have this EMF pendant, which is something that is also on special today at 20% off through the end of the month. And so Michael is going to do the ceremony, and then we're going to not only utilize the keystone to ignite the altar, we're going to use a new mantra. We usually use the Ganesh to remove the obstacles, but today we're going to activate the altar with a new mantra, and it's Bhavani. And Bhavani is it's another name of Mother Divine, of the Divine Feminine. There are many, many names and many aspects of the Divine Feminine, but today Bhavani is I don't know, she's
the mother. She represents motherhood. She represents emotions and feelings, and so we're going to use the keystone to build up the feeling of gratitude for all you have in your life and all that you're setting your attention for with the altar.
One other thing I wanted to say is that I have my intentions written in the offering tray. I put it in the offering tray. I like to use a piece of unlined paper, and I like to use pencil instead of pen. And I put an affirmation on the front of it. And this is an affirmation for all of us. And then inside I put three words that distill the feeling of what it is that I want for all of us. And the affirmation that I've used is, I am aligned with Divine Mother and serving the greater good. All my needs are met and abundance flows to me with ease. And then the three words are fulfillment, joy, and flow. So this is also in the offering tray. Okay.
So for those of you who are sitting in front of your altar, and some of you may even have this keystone, you can hold that keystone to your heart and with your right hand, and then put your left hand over it, and you can close your eyes and take a deep breath in, cleansing breath in. And as you breathe out, just let go of all the cares of the day. One more time, take a deep breath in and fill your heart with love. Hold it and let go of any fear, doubt, or grief. And now take some long, slow, deep breaths in and out through the nose. And as you breathe in, fill every particle of your being of what it would feel like to already have whatever your intention is. Whatever you wrote on a piece of paper, or if you didn't write on the piece of paper, any intention that you have for your life. Whether it has to do with prosperity or harmony in your relationships or improvement in your career or anything else, good health for you and your family. So just long, slow, deep breaths, feeling that sense of joy, fulfillment, and gratitude in every particle of your being for that good health you do have, for the prosperity you do have, for the harmony in your relationships that you do have, for the career that you do have. And transfer all those feelings into the keystone. Bring a big smile to your face, and slowly you can open your eyes and place the keystone front and center. It could also go in the very center, but we're going to put it front and center to ignite the altar. And then we're going to chant the mantra 9 times that Robin mentioned, Bhavani. Om Bhavani Namaha. 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 A good smile. You can gradually, slowly open your eyes. And take another deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just surrender all those intentions to the divine. It's in divine time and to fulfill or manifest those desires for you. Bring the opportunities to manifest those desires in your life.
So nice. Thank you, Michael. We're going to go through 4 mantras today. We're going to start with Mrityunjaya, which will support health and well-being. We're going to do that once through. It's a tongue twister. Some of you might be learning it and would like to chant along with me. Then we're going to do the Lakshmi mantra to celebrate the divine feminine and our abundant nature. Then we're going to do the Ganesh mantra to remove all the obstacles to our heart's desires. And we're going to finish up with the Dhanvantari. Michael is going to do Dhanvantari
And
3 times through.
Yeah, and one more is we're going to do the Durga mantra, since this part of it, she's an aspect of this divine feminine.
He's going to do both of those, and I didn't even know about the Durga.
There's a little story that goes along with that as well.
Oh, that's right. You're going to do that at the end. Okay, so that we're going to do the Lakshmi, the Ganesh, and the Dhanvantari 3 times through. So I believe they have, all 3 of those have been in our newsletters. And, oh wow, can you put this, no, let's just put it out differently so we don't burn can we put it out in here? That's a lot of smoke to inhale as I'm chanting. What was I saying before this?
You're going to start chanting.
Oh, okay. So, Mrityunjaya, here you go. Of course, now that my mind just went totally blank. Where do we start? Okay. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivartanam Urvarukamiva Bantana Mrukyor Mukshi Amamruta. Om Shrim Klim Lakshmi Narayanabhyam Namaha. Om Shrim Klim Lakshmi Narayanabhyam Namaha. Om Shrim Klim Lakshmi Narayanabhyam Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha.
Om Dhanvantri Namaha. Om Dhanvantri Namaha. Om Dhanvantri Namaha. Om Dam Durgaye Namaha. Om Dam Durgaye Namaha. Om Dam Durgaye Namaha. So last week I told the story about Mother Divine and all the forces of evil were coming towards her, and there's this very powerful technique we call the ego busting technique. You just make this sound, 3 times, and you feel it in your gut when you make that sound. So this is a very powerful technique to break the ego. When you're feeling self-conscious for some reason, you have to give a presentation on Zoom or do something that's out of your nature or out of your comfort zone, and you're feeling some fear. It just breaks that fearful energy. So very powerful technique. You can use a Kleenex or something to kind of mask it a little bit so people don't really know what you're doing, but it works really well. So we encourage you to try that whenever you're feeling overwhelmed or stressed or have to do something that's out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, we even though we talked about it last week, I kind of felt that it was good to redo this one because it is very practical, and a lot of what we do is somewhat esoteric, but I think that they do have practical applications. They do have real life support for you. And so even these different mantras that I chant and Michael chants throughout Mantra Mondays, we want you to be able to utilize them in your life because they do have value. They do set up a kind of a energetic field to gain support of nature in the various activities or attributes that they're focused on. Like today, we did one for health, we did a prosperity, we did a removal of obstacles. Dhanvantri is for good health as well.
And Durga is for protection.
And I know that we have this wonderful handout that we give out. We started compiling it and put it out last month. And we just updated it. We revised it and updated it with all the new chants. And I know if Candace is listening, we didn't talk about the Durga chant because I forgot that Michael was going to utilize that today. So we're going to even have that chant in there. And it will be available, I think, starting after Mantra Mondays, we'll be putting out a mailing so that you can get it. So if you're not on our mailing list, please sign up because this mailing that we'll be sending out is a way to register for our full moon altar activation ceremony we're doing on Friday at 11 Pacific time. And this is a full moon altar activation ceremony for abundance in all things. So it is a similar layout as this altar, but it is an altar that we take up and take down as the moon is rising to fullness, and then we take it down after the moon is beginning to wane. I hear that this moon is going to be a very big and bright one. It's the first supermoon of the year. And I think it's supposed to be bright until sometime Wednesday. So you can keep the altar up to receive that energy of the moon until Tuesday or Wednesday, and then take it down. It's also the pink moon. So this is a moon about unconditional love and understanding, and it will be visible after sunset, and at its peak by 8:33 Pacific time on Monday. And it's going to appear full from Sunday through Wednesday. So that's the period. So we're building this altar on Friday because we're going away this weekend. And I wanted to do this for you guys before we left and to support you to have this altar up. And I will tell you this particular full moon altar activation ceremonies, what they do for you is they keep that energy of the moon, that vibrant moon energy, supporting you throughout the month. And we have incredible stories from people here on our Facebook and Instagram live books who are finding their lives starting to change in subtle and not so subtle ways because of all of the things that we're teaching them, but most especially the altars. So these are little energetic transformational devices that actually work. And it's based on science, so it really has value in your life if you will take it seriously and actually run with it. I also wanted to let you know that if you have friends that you would like to turn on this information to, we not only post on Instagram and Facebook after these recordings, but some people are on these platforms, and we also are now using YouTube, our YouTube channel.
Vastu Creations YouTube channel.
And so you can access this or
join
and tell your friends to go to it. We really would love to build this community, and I know that a lot of you are very enthusiastic about it because you show up every week for Mantra Mondays. So let's just spread the word and grow this group, because the more people that we have, the more energy is available within this little manifestation circle that we have going on worldwide. We have a few announcements. We have this little device, which is actually just this, is a USB plug. And it plugs into this for your home, like one of your little computer plugs that goes into the wall, or it plugs into your car. Your car is mostly computerized these days, if you have anything that's within the last 10 years, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are very sensitive to the electromagnetic frequencies that are hitting our planet. And since we have been developing, our world has been developing satellites and all these different levels of accessibility using 4G, 3G, 4G, and now 5G. And I think it's going to 6G at some point, or some other crazy thing that they're doing after this one. We're very sensitive. We're being bombarded by frequencies that affect us. People get headaches, they're not sleeping well, their immune systems are being compromised. This actually will shift, change, transform the energy of that frequency coming into the house or into your car, and help you maintain a level of health without the stress that is caused by these frequencies. This little pendant also does that for your body. Has the same paramagnetic material as this plug. This plug is on special for 25% off the regular price right now. And if you buy a second one, that one becomes 33% off, and all the rest become 33% if you want to buy them as gifts. Mother's Day is coming up here in the U.S. It's a great gift. The gift of health, I think, is a wonderful gift to give.
So the USB protects it. It transforms the wiring in your house to within a day or so, to set up a protective shield to protect you and your family from the 5G, 4G, etc. And then the pendant is good for when you go out into the environment, the ambient 5G, 4G out there. So, they're a great combination to have when you're going out and when you're in your home to protect you from all the devices. And they contain a paramagnetic material that is proven scientifically to transform these electromagnetic energies into a frequency that the body can handle.
So it really protects your DNA, which is pretty awesome.
There's been a lot of studies where you'll take a blood sample of someone and then they'll stand in front of a computer or a smart meter or something that has a lot of EMFs, and then you take a blood sample and you can see how the DNA in the blood is changed, compromised by those electromagnetic frequencies. And then if you plug this into your house and the next day you take a blood sample, while you're standing in front of these electromagnetic devices, it doesn't change the DNA in your blood at all. You're protected. So very powerful.
That is great. This little device protects you in a home that's under 2,500 square feet. So if you have a bigger home, you may need more than just one in your house. But what's nice is that you can then take it and plug it into the car, which when you're traveling.
And in your office, if your office is not in your home, it's great for that as well.
But don't plug, it's not used to plug into your computer. It's just for in the wall. Finally, I just want to say, if you end up creating an abundance altar, we would love to see pictures. You can send those pictures to us through email, through the Vastu Creations website at www.vastucreations.com, or you can post them on Facebook. We would love to see what you're doing. And any testimonials, please, and any comments at all on what we're doing. We hope we're serving you and giving you what you really can utilize in your life. So spread the word, and
for any of you those that are interested in learning more about how these planets are affecting you personally, I did talk in very general terms about the planetary changes that are going on the Earth, but for each of you individually, we look at your chart and we can see how those energies are influencing you and how you can utilize those energies to improve your health, your finances, your career, and your relationships. And we do the same thing for your house with a Vastu consultation. You can see where the energy is getting stuck in your house. You send us a little sketch, a diagram of your floor plan, and then we can tell where that energy is getting stuck and how it's impacting your relationships, finances, career, and relationships, and how to get that stuck energy to start moving again.
Yeah, and Michael will send not only a report to you via email, but also the remedies to you by mail and with instructions. So just to reiterate, we're out of town the next 2 Mondays, and we will resume the second Monday of May. I think it may be the 10th, I'm thinking. And we really appreciate you here. We look forward to seeing you on Friday, this Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific time for the full moon altar activation for abundance in all things. See you guys then. Bye.
Take care.